hello. I'm so sorry I'm late. How's everybody doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Welcome. Can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure you guys can hear me in the chat. I'm added to the stage. My mic is up. Can somebody put a one in the chat if you can hear me? Good morning. Okay, good. You guys can hear me. Awesome. I'm trying to listen in on another device and that is not giving me no sound. So I wanted to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. There's a lot going on in the world and life is life and I'm desperately trying to keep in line with all of the things. So again, I'm sorry that I was late. I know that I've been needed to give you the guys this update, and a lot happened in court that day. Not with Manuel Ruiz's case, but there were several other cases that I was there to see that day. So forgive me. And I know you guys were waiting. Hopefully, you guys stick around to hear the rest of the updates that I have and some other stories I want to introduce you to. But I'm not going to prolong this situation and make you guys wait for the Manuel Ruiz update any further. I'm going to jump right into that. First, I just want to say my apologies. As you can see, I don't have my normal setup. StreamYard is expensive. My page is not monetized yet. We're like 200 hours. Excuse me, guys. We're 200 hours away. My problem is I need to go live more often, but I don't like to go live just to go live. I like to go live when there's updates. So it's taking me a little bit longer to get there. But right now, I don't have all of my tools, so I can't show you guys things. And a part of my presentation is me being able to give you guys receipts and show you what I'm looking at so that you know exactly what's happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk through what happened in court. Um, and then I'm going to post what I have and some stuff like that afterwards. You guys can go just go ahead to the community wall for any receipts or anything like that. That'll be posted. So there was a court date on the 20th. I was there. And he was one of the first cases to be heard that morning. And it was very quickly. So it's really just a quick update. But I did have to do some digging and some research because I was able to stop the lawyer, the public defender, Radasco, on the way out. And I was able to ask her a couple of questions. She did not give me any information on the case, obviously, but she gave me answers that pointed me in the direction to get the information that we would want, right? So what is going to happen at this next hearing? We know that there was a motion to dismiss the counsel, but there's no reason listed as to why or anything like that. During the court date the other day, we did get a little bit of background as to why there was a motion to dismiss. I did see that there was several things happening in the courtroom. There was a lot of conversations that were happening between Manny and the lawyer. She seemed very frustrated, which is why I wanted to speak to her afterwards. But from what's happening, there's going to be a new trial, and what they're calling it is a young hearing. So again, I was able to speak to the lawyer, but she didn't want to answer any questions about the case, obviously. But she said something that made me do this research. And then once it was updated in the case file, I was like, okay, yes, that's what she pretty much was trying to say. So during the court hearing, I know you guys probably seen on OYB, he did talk about what was happening. He gave you guys, pretty much an overlook of what happened. They pretty much scheduled another court date, which is going to be for the 27th. So 5 days from today, we're going to be back in court. And at that time, they're going to discuss what's going to happen with this lawyer. So pretty much he filed a motion to dismiss the lawyer. And the lawyer's pretty much like, listen, I've been trying to get in contact with him. I've been trying to schedule meetings with him. He's not returning my calls. So I did a little bit of digging and I did a little bit of research, and I wanted to find out why a court proceeding would be labeled as a young hearing. So a court proceeding may be labeled as a young hearing if it is primarily a step in a legal case, often involved in minor issues or disputes that are not yet fully developed. This type of hearing allows for parties to present evidence and arguments before a judge to resolve specific issues, ensuring that the process is efficient and focused on the most critical matters. So there's a reason why it's called a young hearing as well, and I wanted to make sure I understood that and what was happening with that. This is a young hearing is, it was pretty much defined around a case that happened, which is Young versus State. You can look up the cases, Young versus State, 2004. I'm going to post some information about that just so you guys know exactly what happens and, everything like that. But pretty much in that case, it was Terrell Cochise Young. He was charged with a serious offense, including burglary while in possession of a firearm, conspiracy to commit robbery, first-degree kidnapping, and multiple counts of unalivement. And in that case, he pretty much argued that his lawyers were not, presenting the proper evidence. They were not putting up things that he felt was more important to his case, and which is the reason why he was not winning his case and having to file appeals and things of that nature, because he literally just did not trust the lawyer and what the lawyer was saying and how the process that the lawyers were taking as far as his defense. So this is the kind of trial that's coming up, and this is what the lawyer was upset about. When she was walking out, I've seen first they sat in the courtroom for a little while. She sat there for almost till the court was closed. I stayed until the actual court was closed because I was waiting on the last case. She spoke to him, sat next to him. They whispered back and forth. You could tell that, she was a little bit upset. He kept a straight face, didn't really make any face movements or anything that would say that he was upset. He just kept looking forward and, he answered her questions and they spoke back and forth. She walked away from him. She almost walked out with her briefcase, her bag, and her computer and paperwork. She got halfway out and then she walked back and got all of her things and then she left. So at that point, I left out the room behind her, even though he was still in the courtroom. And hey, everybody, I see you guys all coming in. Oopsie. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure that I got right into the information. Good morning, Becky. See, thank you for being here. Keep it moving. Thank you for being here. Universal T, Tam, thank you guys all for being here. Please make sure that you hit the like button, share if you care, and all of those good things. So as soon as she walked out of the courtroom, I gathered my things and I walked out behind her. Just to see if I could have this brief conversation with her. Again, I can't give you all the details that she gave me, but it led me at least to this point to where I would be able to tell you guys what's happening next. She did say that the hearing that's on the 27th is going to be a closed hearing. And that was also said within the court. I'm going to try to get in the room. I know that, that when they say closed, they mean closed, and it might be a hearing that goes first before they even allow anyone into the room. But if there are any cases first and I'm already in that room, I'm going to try to stay in there. I've built up a great relationship with the bailiff. He sees me every single time I'm there. I kind of, stay within the vicinity of him because he's the one with the gun that can protect me from all of the criminals that are in the room. So yeah. Okay, so with that being said, there will be a court date on the 27th. Unfortunately, that is going to be a closed type hearing. We're going to get as much information from that as possible, but it may only be a case note update, which means we're going to have to do the research ourselves once the case gets updated and we see the notes that are left, right? But we can do that at that point. So, some of the things that I'm thinking is happening with him and the lawyer is that he is wanting some of the things that are happening prior to the incident to be introduced in his case. And unfortunately, those are considered to be mitigating factors, which yes, they can take account in the case, but that takes account more at the end of the case when you're going into sentencing. So now you figured out that you're innocent. Normally, when you're guilty, obviously, that's when the mitigating factors are going to come into play. So, yes, you are guilty for this crime that you did on this day. Now, how are we going to sentence you? How many years are you going to get from that? How much time are you going to serve? Are you going to get the death penalty? That is when those mitigating factors will come into play. So while he and the majority of people have spent a large focus on, the things that had on YouTube leading up to the time of the event, those are the things that he wants to be focused on. However, they're looking at the date and time of the event, what happened on that day, which is what I initially said. And again, the mitigating factors, they'll come into play when it comes to sentencing time, if there will be any reduction of sentencing, or maybe they will feel like, yes, he's guilty of this crime that he did on this day. However, he was provoked. So no, we don't want to give him a death penalty. We want to go and maybe give him life with no opportunity of parole. That is when those details will come into play. Do you have a pic of this person? Beautiful. I can't get into my StreamYard right now. As you can see, the little duckies in the top. If you guys want to donate to the show, maybe I can get my StreamYard back up and going, and we can do another live with some, how I like to set up my videos. But what I will do for you guys is I can do a video upload. Well, I'll have all the pictures and, things like that I would normally do. But I didn't want to make you guys wait any longer for the actual case update. So we're here today. I can't really do much. I can't really show much, but you're getting it word from word, and then I'll post the video to follow up and give you guys a more full picture of what happened that day. So that's pretty much where we are with the case. We have to wait for the next 5 days. The case is going to be on the 27th. It's going to be at 9, I believe at 9 or 8:30 or 9 a.m. I'll post that as well so that, everybody knows when we're going to be going live and what's going to be happening after. And I'm really sorry for the delay. I wanted to be able to bring it to you guys better. But again, StreamYard is expensive and this page is not monetized just yet. We're only like a couple 100 hours away, but I don't go live every day and suck you guys for the hours. I do just like to post an update when an update happens, and that's the time that we spend together. If that's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, that's what I do. And I'm not here to I'm not a succubus, just to drain you of the time and hours. I want to make sure that when you hear my voice, it's of value and I'm bringing something that, you need to hear. So again, there's going to be a young hearing. I'm going to post the previous case that outlines what a young hearing is. But again, it's just him letting his lawyer know and his lawyer letting the court know, and then the court's letting us know that he is not happy and he is not pleased with the representation that he's getting. And he wants other things to be looked at that he feels is not being looked at, which I believe are the introductions of, some of the previous things that happened prior to that date to the case. Now, we can't forget that they do have 4 terabytes of videos, information, YouTube videos, posts. They have all of this information. So they have a lot already to look at. I'm not sure what it is that he wants to look at. I know a lot of people are speculating. Is he going to try to represent himself, or what kind of representation is he looking for within a murder trial where it's on video, like we all watched? It's not something that you know there's no video, it's not enough video evidence, or there's maybe it happened at a hidden spot, or no, we all saw what happened, we know exactly what happened. Yeah, and it happened on live for all of us to see. So the world is very upset, and this is why I don't do a lot of videos about it. I don't want to spark up hate or anger for either one of these groups, right? So there are people who are supporting Manny and his actions. And obviously, there's people who are supporting Finney and Bubbly and the life that was lost. Rest in peace to them, and much hugs, love to the families and everybody who has been affected by this situation. So I try to be delicate with how I present information. And I feel as long as I stick to the information that comes directly out of the court, then there's no fuel I'm adding to the fire, right? Um, we have to, I want to just make sure that my actions are accountable for them and things like that. Hey D, thank you for being here, Mama. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So while I was there, and I posted about a week or so ago, maybe you guys seen it. I posted about Isaiah Pierce, right? Isaiah Pierce is the gentleman who unalived the Army veteran. I posted both of their pictures. I'm going to do a little short video about this incident so you guys can know what happened. He killed a UNLV student, which is the University of Las Vegas, a major university here in Nevada, and the person who was killed, Mr. Mobley. He is also an Army veteran and a UNLV student. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was probably like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I seen a story just pop up on my computer about two guys had a fight. One was stabbed, and they were looking for the person who stabbed the person in the parking lot. And for like 3 or 4 days, I just kept thinking about it. I couldn't shake it. And I know I spoke to you guys about it before, and I wound up seeing some police outside. They were doing some normal stuff, but it was some extra cops standing around. So I asked the cop, I'm like, hey, did you guys find the guy who unalived the man in the parking lot? He's like, hey, you know about that? I'm like, yeah. He goes, people actually follow. I'm like, yeah, people actually follow. Some people care. So I'm like, did you find him? He's like, no, we have somebody in mind, but we haven't arrested yet. I was like, okay, I'll keep my eye out. A couple of days later, they made an arrest, and it was the guy, Isaiah Pierce. I'm going to do a short story again so you guys can see what is going on. But I was in the courtroom, and I actually was sitting behind the lawyer, and the lawyer has video footage of the incident. And I'm literally watching what happened as the lawyer's watching what happened, because he's prepping himself for the case. I'm watching it from his computer with him. Oh my God, you guys, we're gonna follow that case. We're going to be looking into it. He was in court for trial readiness. I'll post everything that happened with his court case as well. And then there was the last case that I was waiting for. So back in April, there was a homeless man who was unalived. They found him beaten to death, and he was beaten with a hatchet and then burned alive. Guys, crazy story. They found him underneath the bridge, and it has been haunting Las Vegas for a while now. The bridge, they're trying to figure out what happened. There's videos of the situation. They see four guys walk over to that area. They arrested all four guys. Finally, oh my God, I got a chance to see these people in person. Now, let's be clear. The man was homeless, but these are young guys. and all of them are homeless. All of them have said to have been homeless. Three of the guys are like, okay, we're gonna plead guilty, and they're gonna have jury trials. One of the guy, he's like, not guilty, and he's like, he doesn't want a jury trial. There's one guy in there now. His name is Antonio Telford, right? You guys can look him up. His name is Antonio Telford. He is denying the murders from jail. And everybody else is kind of like, it might have happened, it might have not happened, but I'm not guilty, And this is going to be a crazy story that happens. We got four different people on trial. They're all facing pretty much the same charges. I think one was is three different charges that they're all facing. It's a conspiracy to commit a murder. Um, Dang, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening with this case, guys. So let me just give you like a few of like the main facts from the case. I can look at it and I'm gonna post it for you guys so y'all can see it, but I'm just gonna give you a little bit of okay. So they're all between the oh goodness, hold on. It's taking too long to open. I think they're all between the ages of like 27 and 36, something like that. Very young guys. Okay. So the victim was 37-year-old, unhoused Las Vegas resident. Four men ages 27 to 32, all experiencing homelessness. The alleged weapon was a hatchet, a makeshift club, accelerant to burn the remains. It was located on the 1500 block of A Street near West Owens and the I-15. He was beaten with the hatchet like object while sleeping. He was found with burns, and obviously arson is suggested as well. Um, the rail yard surveillance, because it happened right near the tracks, shows the group walking towards the scene minutes before the unaliving. One suspect admitted to appearing in a video but denied involvement while speaking from prison. Autopsy confirmed that 17 hatchet blows to the head and upper body burn patterns point to a post-mortem fire. So they set him on fire after he was already unalived, meaning they were trying to conceal the body and things of that nature. They're being charged with open murder with a deadly weapon, conspiracy to commit murder, and arson. All four are held in custody. There's no bail, and we're going to have some more proceedings going forward, and then going forward in the next upcoming weeks. I think there's one update coming really, really soon. I have to check each one of them. Obviously, they will not all appear in court at the same time every single time. So it's four different cases we're following for each one of the individuals that were involved in the unaliving. So that's another case we have to look forward to, guys. There is a lot happening in the news, in the world. I try to stay away from politics as much as possible. If you look on my page, you will see previous videos of politics and things of that nature. But I have promised myself that I am going to be on a vacation for the next 4 years. And that's where we're going to be. So, Universal T, can you advise of the race of these guys? So, some of them were Black and some of them were Hispanic. It was one Hispanic guy and three Black guys. And you have to see, one of the guys was in the court, and each time you present your case, they ask you a series of questions like, how old are you? What's your name? What's the highest level of education you've completed? Do you understand the charges that are being read to you? So you have to answer yes to all of those questions before they even start to talk to you. And every single person does the same thing. One of the guys was standing up there and he's just like smiling. I'm looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Like, why is he going through all of that? And then she's like, oh, do you understand the charges that you have? And he's like, no. And she was like, well, they were same charges that you said you understood in previous court. So what don't you understand about your charges today? And he said, well, it says open murder, but it says the conspiracy is murder with a deadly weapon. And she had to explain to him that open murder with a deadly weapon is the same thing. They're just naming how you did that open murder. Girl, I don't even think he was trying to play crazy. I don't think he was trying to play crazy. I think that he was being a smart ass, class clown, smart ass. And I'm just looking at him like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. When I release the pictures and the photos of these guys, I'm going to point this guy out to you because absolutely not, absolutely no way was he was supposed to be playing with this judge. You guys are unalivement trial. Like this is. Do you know what's happening here? Do you know what you did? You don't see the seriousness of what you did. And then the Spanish guy, Antonio Telford, that's the guy I'm telling you. He's like denying it from the prison, and he looks to be the oldest one. I'm gonna get you guys all of their details. I went through it last night, but again, I couldn't really do much here in StreamYard, so I just was like, I'll get to that later when I'm creating the videos for you guys. But I'm gonna do some updates with that, and with Isaiah Pierce, because Isaiah Pierce, the way he unalived that army vet, he stabbed him. He stabbed him, and over an altercation. And then we also still have to look at the final sentencing of Alexander Renteria. I know we talked about him back in July, August. He actually is going to be sentenced soon for the murder of his stepfather. He unalived his stepfather over the toiletries. If you guys remember that story, he threw away his lotion and deodorant. A fight sparked inside of the house, and it all went down from hill. And then there's another family right now. It just happened within the last week. There was a mother and a boyfriend, stepfather, were arguing. The mother was trying to leave the home. The stepfather says, I'm going to unalive you. The son is like, you're not going to kill my mom. Let her leave. The stepfather go gets the gun and literally kills the woman. The son shot the stepfather. Both the stepfather and the son is alive. The mother's dead. They both in jail right now for their actions. For him shooting at the stepfather and the stepfather killing the mama. Crazy stuff happens. And when I tell you, people will be like, oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We don't have a lot of things that just it's not a place where you have to be you have to feel unsafe to walk down the streets and things like that. A lot of these things happen between a group of specific people in a specific place. And if you're not in that place and you don't know that specific set of people, then you can kind of stay out of the mess. A lot of the things that I see happen here in Vegas, it's happening in the home and it's happening between family members, friends, parties that are happening, things happening at parties that are in people's home. A lot of what I'm seeing on the news here in Vegas is about those things. Right. People are just going crazy. They're going crazy. And a lot of it is, there's things in the world that's happening that people are stressed out about. Everybody's trying to find their footing. The world is changing and changing, seeing on a lot of people's feeds that the what is the food stamp services are going to be stopping for November. So a lot of people are pissed off at that. People are saying all of these things that they're going to do to make sure that they can feed their families. And it is just crazy. I implore you guys to pray, save your money as much as you possibly can, just in case of hard times. Yeah, go with God. I mean, it's a lot of things happening right now, but that was pretty much a good update on Manny. I know I see a few people popping in and out. So just as a recap for those who may be coming in now, coming in late, thank you for being here. For everybody that's in the bushes, thank you for watching. I'm going to do some pre videos and upload them for you guys so you can get more of a picture of these stories that I'm talking about. For those who were waiting for the Manuel Ruiz update, he did request a motion to change his lawyer. They do have a young hearing set for the 27th in the next 5 days. Per the lawyer, per the court, that is going to be a closed trial date. That date we won't be able to be in court, but I will be at court. So if there's a way that I could be in that room, you guys know that I will be in that room. And what the young hearing is pretty much referencing a case that is the young versus the state. If you go look up that case, you'll be able to find everything about it. Um, a, a young hearing is just a preliminary step in a legal case, and it goes over minor issues or disputes that are not yet fully developed, or things that maybe want to be added by the defendant and things of that nature. And the court was that name of that hearing. It comes from the background of the case of Terrell Cuchis Young versus the state. So that's TerrellCochise, and that's what that stems from, and that's pretty much involving a defendant who is not satisfied with the representation that they're getting from their lawyer, so they're requesting a motion to dismiss that lawyer. So we will have to find out through the court updates what exactly happens on that date, or probably the later on that evening they'll update the case, and then we'll be able to take it from there and figure out what exactly happened. If I'm not allowed to stay in that room, but I'm gonna try my best. Oh, and I did see Machete, but he was late because Manny was first. So, and I believe he came like right on time, and Manny had already been there. But it's good to see that somebody's turning up for him. I guess. Again, Michelle, if you see me, you can say hello. It's okay. And if you don't want to, it's okay as well. But I mean no harm to anyone. I just like to get details of the case that matter from the courtroom's point of view. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna give you as much updates as I can about Manny Ruiz. I'm gonna be posting the updates about Isaiah Pierce. I'm gonna give you all of the information on the four gentlemen who are involved with the Hatchet murder, and that's pretty much where we go. That's what they're calling it as well. So that's what we're gonna be following it as, the Hatchet murder of Las Vegas. So when you see those titles, you'll know that that's what we're talking about, and that's what I'm getting into. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And again, I'm sorry that I'm late. We'll get this whole StreamYard situation together soon. Please make sure you like and share the video, because that will help us get these last couple hundred watch hours we need. And then we'll be monetized, and we can take care of some of the costs that come with being a content creator. You have YouTube, you have your editing platforms, whatever you're using there, that has a cost as well. I'm paying for parking and all kind of things that are involved with these cases each time I'm out and about, or whatever have you. It's not a lot, but it definitely does happen. For being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You coming in kind of at the end. I didn't want to keep you too long here. And I also didn't want to make you guys wait. So I kind of jumped right out and gave all of the Manny Ruiz update right in the beginning, just to make sure you guys got the information that you needed. But I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me, and still being here with me and being patient and waiting and all of that. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I really do appreciate y'all. I'll let you guys vibe out to a little bit of music, and then we gonna get out of here. That's the only thing I could do. The only thing I could do is play a little
Let's go. Put down your guns, there's a cost to pay for the games you play. It could be your life. In a grave or a cell. Is it worth it? Nobody's perfect. Don't leave your family hurting. It ain't worth it. Hey, you put it down and walk away. Live to fight another day. There's a cost to pay for the games you play. The rest we lay. Finny, bubbly. We celebrate your life today.
I do have the remix for this song coming soon, guys. Sin City by Sneaky Link, original lyrics.
Sending love to the babies, they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, Sin City. Put your guns down and stand with me. This shit was so silly. Tore up a whole city and two whole families. Stop trying to compete where you do not compare. We are all so different, so special, so rare. Create with care, share with good intentions. Subscribe with high expectations and like with love. Yours truly sneaky, 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 sneaky. Put it down, you put it down. You cut it done, there's a cost to pay for the games you play. It could be your life in a grave or a cell. Is it worth it? Nobody's perfect.
You guys also stay tuned. I do have a song for Mama Kennedy coming out. Shout out to you, Mama Kennedy. I love you. I'm praying for you. Um, we're gonna make sure you getting it together over there. I'll give you a call when we up alive.
YouTube page. Rest in heaven, Finny, you will be missed. Sleep like an angel, bubbly, you will be missed. Sending love to the babies they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, Sin City. What I mean, to the Lord I hope you pray. Now they wanna take your life away. All for a YouTube page. Rest in heaven, City, you will be missed. Sleep like an angel, bubbly, you will be missed. Sending love to the babies they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, Sin City. Put your guns down and stand with me. This shit was so silly. Tore up a whole city and two whole families. Stop trying to compete where you do not compare. We are all so different, so special, so rare. Create with care, share with good intentions.
Thank you guys for being here with me today. I'm sorry again that I was late with my update, but I appreciate your patience. Rest in peace to Finny and Bubbly. Shout out to Mama Kennedy. We love you. We love you. We love you. We're praying for you. Hey, Ellis, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to make some updates today. I'll get you some videos out there, so you got a visual of what happened here. And we'll take it from there. Thank you so very much for being here. Please make sure that you smash that like button and share. Share if you care. Right? Do I have any questions before I get out of here? Does anybody have any questions before I get out of here? No. I'll just give you guys a 1 minute to gather your thought if you have a question, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, Tam. Thank you for being here. Y'all are so sweet. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to all you little sneakies out there. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking out with me. Please make sure you like and share. Subscribe with high expectations and like with love. Yours truly, Sneaky.